There's no point in denying it. Streaming wars are going to be the wave of the future, right? Movie theaters in and of themselves are having trouble trying to stay afloat. They rely on superhero movies to pay the bills because that's what fans want to see, that spectacle, that experience, right? They're going out in some cases for some smaller mid-budgeted films that aren't superhero related, but more often than not, a lot of movies just kind of crash and burn because we have so many movies coming out every single year that are superhero themed, and people only have a limited amount of money for entertainment these days. I mean, really, if you think about it, that's true. But even though they'll justify spending the money, they don't necessarily always have it. So they wait for these superhero movies because they're emotionally invested in the whole experience, and that's one of the reasons why they do so damn well. But it ultimately ends up really skewing the box office towards one genre or two genres over others, and that ends up really being a problem. So what happens then? Well, people then turn to streaming, or because they'll go, well, I don't really feel like paying the money to see this. It doesn't feel like a theatrical experience film for me, so I'm just going to wait until it's on home video or it's on Netflix or Amazon or Hulu or whatever, and then I'll watch it for free. Even though they're already paying a subscription, they'll watch it for free. But it turns out that a theater chain might actually be really looking to jump into the mix. And that, of course, is AMC Entertainment is now introducing an on-demand movie service. And it's funny because this reeks of MoviePass to me, and not in a good way. And I'm going to talk about that. So this is what it says. AMC Entertainment will introduce an online video store in the United States today. Adam Aron, AMC's president and chief executive, said that AMC Theaters On Demand will offer about 2,000 films for sale or for rent after their theatrical runs, much like Amazon or iTunes, Disney, Warner Brothers, Universal, Sony, Paramount have made deals with them for catalog and new release movies to be made available through the service with pricing between $3 and $6 to rent and $9.99 and $19.99 to buy. Now that's pretty average pricing, right? If you go on to YouTube and you look to see if you can rent movies or buy movies through YouTube, that's about the same price, or Sony or whatever. The problem with that is though, and we're seeing this, is like, Ultraviolet just went under, meaning that like all the movies that I have that are digital through Ultraviolet had to then be transferred to, like, I think it was like Paramount. The ones I have are mostly Paramount, transferred over to a different streaming service. So this is the problem with always, the on-demand stuff, the digital stuff as well. It's on demand. Who's to say the service isn't going to go down? A lot of the movies I get access to are through Movies Anywhere. And what happens when that eventually, inevitably goes under? All those movies that I have on there, some of which I have only digitally, are all going to go away. They're not going to send me a hard copy version of this. It's one of the reasons why that, yes, more and more people are going to eventually go back in to the physical media, because as these services and the cloud becomes more restrictive, or rights change and they're not able to keep them on the platform, people then get screwed. And you can only screw somebody so many times before they say F you and they move on. Anyway, so the developments are taking place as the movie-going industry faces significant challenges. From the explosion of content available through streaming, the North American box office is down 5% this year to $8.85 billion. Now, it's down 5%, but everyone was reporting record numbers for certain movies. As like I was pointing out before, it's slowly dying. That's why we're seeing Marvel up it to 4 movies a year and not just 3 movies a year. It's why we're going to see a couple DC films a year. Why we're going to start seeing roughly 1 every single month, if not 2 a month, because people will pay the money for those things because they feel emotionally connected. It's one of the reasons why I do feel that the DCEU is in dire straits, because if the further fragmented and separated everything is, the more it hurts it. Now, some of you out there might argue, but what about Joker and 500 million in a week and a half? That's not connected to the DCEU. No, it's not, but it's also an R-rated gritty one-off that had a lot of controversy, and it's a good movie. So there's a lot going into it. You look at something like, let's say, Shazam, part of the DCEU, fantastic movie, good word of mouth, couldn't crack 145 million in the United States. But Aquaman, 1.1 billion. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like fragmented. And apparently now Henry Cavill's out. Anyway, I'll get into that one. So AMC has been aggressive at finding methods of engaging customers, which is true. This is where it gets in MoviePass territory. Its Stubs A-List program, which allows customers to see 3 movies a week for $20 a month, recently hit 900,000 subs, far ahead of the original projection in 2018 when the chain launched the program as a means to combat the success of MoviePass. According to AMC, the program is now #1 movie-going subscription service in North America. And I would get the Stubs A-List program, but there's no AMC near me. The nearest one is in Seattle, and that's like 60 miles away. So for me, all I have is like Cinemark and Regal. So, all right. Now it did raise its prices in a few areas, but anyway, this is what it goes on to say here. Real quick though, this is an interesting bit here, right? So the chain has also been touting improvements for such as advanced Dolby sound and projection systems, extra wide screens, recliner seats, and offering alcoholic beverages and expanding its food services. So gone are the days of just going to the movies. What you have now is a situation where you essentially get to see a whole bunch of these places are like becoming experiences, right? They're becoming luxury experiences by having the alcoholic beverage, the reclining seats. They charge a bit more of a premium, but they give you a bit more of a premium back. Anyway, it says here that with more than 20 million AMC Stubs households, with our website and smartphone apps already being visited hundreds of millions of times annually by movie fans, AMC Theaters is in a unique position to promote specific movies with greater personalization than has ever been possible before. Through the launch of AMC Theaters On Demand, we can reach movie lovers directly and make it easy for them to access films digitally. Now, think about that one for a second. MoviePass tried the exact same thing, except this is a bit different and it probably will actually be more of a success. MoviePass tried to extort movie studios and theater chains, right? They did. They came out there and they were like, we have the numbers. I think they had like 1 million. Like, we have the people. We can direct them to see your movie. Why don't you work with us to cut us in on a deal for like maybe the box office or something, or you pay us and we'll promote your movie exclusively through our app to our customers and we'll drive a lot of traffic there. And it was meant to be more of a win-win situation, right? Where you would have people, going to see the movie, going to spend on concessions, which is where the theater makes their money. The theater would take a little bit of a hit probably through box office wise, but they would then make that up with the concessions and more people would go to the theater, and it would meant to be that kind of rising tide raises all boats sort of thing. At the end of the day, that didn't really work out because MoviePass was running out of money and they were actively going in there and cutting people off who had paid the money to get access to the unlimited amount for $10 a month. It was one of those things where it was like really crazy. But anyway, this kind of feels like that, where AMC, it says we got 20 million people we have 20 million AMC Stubs households, right? Well, AMC Stubs is like a $12 a year program where you get you get like basically it's like the Regal Crown Club rewards. You pay money, $1 per month to get into the reward program, and you get you get to raise rack up points from concession purchases and ticket purchases in order to get free concessions or free movie tickets. And I had it in LA, and honestly, it worked out pretty well because I went to the movies a lot in LA, and AMC's are everywhere in Los Angeles. So there's that. But that's where they've got a lot of those people. So are those 20 million people going to sit there and want to get movies on their smartphone? Are they going to want to spend $3 to $6 to rent or $10 to $20 to buy a movie that's on their smartphone? When they have Netflix, they have Hulu, they have Amazon, they have all these other services that are going to do it. Now they're already paying for the AMC Stubs, but they're paying to go to the theater 3 times a week and see movies. Or in many cases, it's just maybe once or twice a month or whatever. Like AMC is not offering, at least through this, not offering any kind of actual incentive to get anybody to come and add on that program. Like, but here's the thing. Here's what they're going to do. This is where it's going to work. And I've been saying this for years, and they should do this, but they're doing it kind of in Walmarts and other stores. I always said that what you should do is what studios should do is have a little kiosk set up for when you go and you see a movie and you come out and you go like, do you want to buy the movie? As you walk out of the theater, do you want to buy it on home video? Or do you want to pre-order it for home video? Right? And that's going to be what they're going to do. So essentially what's going to happen is you're going to go see, let's say it's Star Wars and you're going through AMC Stubs. They got a deal with Disney. Okay. So you go and you watch Star Wars. You go through your app, you get the ticket, you sit down, you watch it, whatever. The movie's over, you're going to get a notification, or you're going to end up getting some kind of email or some kind of alert that says, hey, we noticed that you saw Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Do you like it? Do you want to buy it? And they're going to offer you maybe a discount to pre-order it, or they're going to put up the idea for you to pre-order it to have it when it comes out digitally on such and such date. And that's going to be people right there coming off the high of the movie going, oh yeah, like freaking Kool-Aid man through a wall and stuff. And they're going to buy it. And then that's going to be how they use the immediate endorphins you feel coming out of a movie that you like, provided you like Star Wars. You may not, to get you to purchase it. And I've been saying they should do this for years because it just gets you in right away. It hooks you. You're already thinking about wanting to see it again anyway, especially if you really liked it. So the likelihood of you wanting to pre-order a movie, pretty high. Suncoast did this back in the day. Remember, you could pre-order movies a couple bucks down, and you get the movie when it comes out, like all that jazz. Like, we're going to start seeing that again, although this time through the digital side of it. So I think that's AMC's overall plan, is if they got 20 million people that had the AMC Subs application on their phone, and they get visited hundreds of millions of times a year, and they've got 900,000 people paying them $20 a month for this particular program. Yeah, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna hit you with those ads in order to trick you into getting the movie right after you see it, so you feel good and you want to buy it. Because, you know, or when a trailer drops or something, they're going to be hitting you with more information to get you to spend more money through them. Oh, the trailer dropped, get your tickets. Oh, the movie, you just saw the movie, buy the DVD or the Blu-ray or the digital. Well, it's all going to be digital in this particular case. It's a good plan. I'll be curious to see what the numbers are when they finally release them, if they ever do. But I'm curious, is this something you guys are even remotely interested in? Do you even care at all about this? Do you even give any bit of a crap about this? Do you want another service where you can rent and buy movies? Probably, I'm going to say probably not a lot of you are going to say yeah, because it's not like you pay the subscription fee and you get to watch the movie. They want you to straight rent the movie and watch it through their device. Can you take it with you on the go? Is it going to be download for offline play to put in a car? These things I'm curious about, but they didn't say that. Anyway, your thoughts, your opinions, let me know down in the comments below. If you made it this far, go ahead and type AMC in the chat so I know. And have yourself a great day, guys. And like the video too, all that jazz. And peace out.